Last week, at his very first press conference, Saint Lucia's new police commissioner promised to be a man of action and a man with a plan.
We have a plan that we intend to deliver to the Honorable Prime Minister on Monday. Okay? The job of Commissioner of Police is one that allows you to move very quickly in order to manage any situation. And it is not one where you should procrastinate. I have had a few sleepless nights, okay, putting my plan together. And of course, my senior men and myself spent 16 hours yesterday deliberating over that particular plan.
Today, Commissioner Verngard delivered on his promise to present an action plan to deal with violent crime to the Prime Minister. This morning, at a pre-cabinet press briefing, the Prime Minister confirmed that he has received the plan.
This morning, I received from the Acting Commissioner of Police the Police Force Crime Prevention Strategy for the period September to March 2025. I received it this morning from the Commissioner of Police. I have just received it, and I will be going through it and have a discussion with the Commissioner of Police and the High Command on the strategy. But he has given me, as promised, a strategy which he intends to pursue over the next 6 months.
St. Lucia is not the only country in the region suffering from an epidemic of homicides, even as there are decreases in other crimes. In Trinidad and Tobago, for example, authorities in Tobago have described the situation as gang warfare in the streets. Regional commentator Sir Ronald Sanders recently said that the region needs to see the scourge of criminal violence as a virus and tackle it collectively.
The problem with a virus is that it spreads. And crime is a virus. And it is demonstrated that it has the capacity to cross borders, just as the COVID-19 pandemic did. And once it has that capacity to cross borders, and it's not crossing borders, I mean, by physical people. It's crossing borders by mentality.
St. Lucians have been reeling from the waves of violence in 2024. Since January, there have been an average of 1.625 homicides per week. However, since July, the homicide rate jumped to 2 per week. Last week, there were 3. If the rate of criminal violence continues unabated, there will be more than 2.5 dozen more homicides this year. If the new Commissioner's action plan works, police could save the lives of dozens of young St. Lucian men who have each other in the crosshairs. This morning, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre warned that this is a sensitive time for St. Lucia and that all stakeholders and social partners need to be on board for the coming fight against homicidal violence.
I want to say to all those concerned that we should watch the rhetoric as it comes to crime. We seem to be developing a society where some of the words spoken seem to be creating a level of animosity, a level of distrust, a level of anger that doesn't augur well for our society.
The Prime Minister appealed for there to be no excuses to be made for criminality.
There is no need for us to create an increased level of animosity or hatred for our own personal reasons. Criminals have no conscience. Criminals do not choose people to victimize. We have to have a united effort. We have to try by our words not to appear to be looking for any excuses for criminality.
Are the government and the police preparing to take a hard line on crime, even as a varied mix of social partners reach out to troubled young men with better alternatives? If the police commissioner's words are true, it won't be long before the plan goes into action and the verdict is out on whether the violence will remain rampant or whether it can be contained. For Choice News Now, I'm Jason Seaflay.